Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Mio, and I am here today with some Kakuna Power Rankings with...
That's me, Lapis. Hi guys.
Hi! Hi. So, we're gonna be double teaming the Kakuna today, and we're gonna be going through all your glorious drafts and some of your not so glorious drafts. So, I say we just get right into it.
I agree.
And so we got...
Nothing.
Alright,
No,
and so we got Robin.
we didn't plan this.
Nope. Going completely raw. Going raw into the Kakuna teams right now. So we got Robin first up. So he's got Jirachi, Suicune, Bisharp, Staraptor, Rotom-Mo, Camerupt Mega, Komodo, Togekiss, Gengar, Rapier, oh yeah, and Cinchina, whatever. All that. So this team is Ground Week and Ice Week, of course. Most teams kind of are, but this team doesn't really do too well with those. Outside of Suicune.
Yeah, heavily relying on Suicune to do a lot of the hard yards as far as its defenses go. Its defensive core looks like it tried really hard, but like it really does have those common weaknesses where it's just very easy to run 2 coverage moves total to deal with pretty much the entire team. Like even with your good resists for one coverage move, they're going to get hit hard by the other. And it's just like also kind of a slow team as well. Cincino and Gengar being the speed of the team doesn't really do it a lot of favors because Cincino isn't going to be a good bring a lot of the time. So it's mainly just going to be the Gengar, which can, be dealt with like by pursuit trapping. So it can be put into a lot of situations where it's just losing the speed advantage quite quickly. Although it does have some good scarfers for its offense, I just don't really feel like it meshes super well together. We should say what rank we put them at.
Yeah, we did.
We?
Yeah, I put Robin's team at 9th.
And I put it at 11th.
Yeah, I like it a bit more, but I think I really just like the offense here. The offense is really... It's really overpowering in some ways. Like, Staraptor at tier 3 is great value. Camerupt giving you 300 points is also just a really strong Pokemon in general. Komodo, Gengar, even things like Jirachi, Bisharp, like Rapier, it can just kind of overwhelm offensively, but yeah, as you said, the defense does just kind of fall flat sometimes.
Yeah, so the offense is definitely like going to be very strong at breaking a lot of teams, but because it is like kind of slower on the slower end, even with a little bit of priority with like Bisharp and stuff and like some good scarfers, it generally looks like it's going to struggle against other offense just because its defensive cores are so bad and it's like not going to be able to out offense teams very well. And I feel like even with the strength of a lot of the Pokemon here, they're not necessarily supporting each other super well. They're not like breaking for each other, not clearing the path so that the other Pokemon can do well. As well as they probably should be doing. They do it to an extent for sure. Just like, feel like it could have been a little bit better synergy if you're going to go this route. But I probably would prefer to see a little bit more speed, a little bit more priority even, just to like help that offense matchup, or do a little bit better job of building the defense cores in my eyes.
Yeah, I think like really the thing that does save this team is just how, I don't know, I think this offense can work, but I think this thing the thing that really just saves this team is the fact that, well, Suicune is actually decent at doing a lot of things by itself, and it does have like things that can like it has things that can get these mons in at least. Like he has some pretty decent ways of like pivoting, even like Rotom can, Jirachi can, Staraptor can fast U-turn. A lot of things like you can get Gengar or Como away and just kind of just click buttons in some ways, but I do wish it was a little faster.
Yeah, the button clicking is definitely going to be really big benefit to the team.
Yeah,
So every single Pokemon clicks buttons on this
yeah. When
team.
you have Jirachi Togekiss, you're not worried about anything. You just click the button and you're good.
Yeah,
60% of the
and
time.
hope that the win
Yeah.
comes to you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just like with how much we've kind of talked kind of lower on this team, even though it's like like 9th and 11th, you can kind of tell that things aren't the greatest. But like this team, it's still not that it's not bad, but I think it could definitely be better.
B rank for me.
B rank, yeah. I
We
think
weren't doing ranks before that.
Yeah,
but I'm just gonna.
I think I'd go B. A solid B. Yeah, that's about where we have things. I think we're ready to move on to Shinyspam and the Sagina Poison Sting with Landers, Scolipede, Klefki, Decidueye, Sneasel, Hitmontop, Sharpedo Mega, Deoxys Defense, Volcanion, Braviary, and Circuitry. So what? So where'd you rank this thing? I think we ranked it the same, right?
Yeah, I had it 14.
I had it 14 as well.
Too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just my issue with this team personally is just like I think the offense, like the Lando, Sharpedo, like all the offense here, it can work, but it does not have a defensive backbone. It's just too, even with the Deoxys defense, it just doesn't really like mesh too well. Like the Klefki, Decidueye, Hitmontop, that's not defense. The Dio is really pressured to set up hazards because it's the only rocker on this draft besides Lando, which please don't do that when it's sheer force. It just pressured a lot of the offense even to do some of this hazard game with Scolipede having the only T-spikes here and being one of the offensive mons on this team. It just feels really awkward.
It looks like a team that was designed to cheese as well.
Mm-hmm.
With like dual screens and speed pass cheese. But the thing is that baton pass is not allowed at all.
No, it's allowed for somewhat, but no speed pass is allowed.
Yeah, so
yeah,
like Scolipede into Volcanion or Circuitry looks like kind of what the draft is going for, even like into DOD to like pressure stall it, like get stored power boost or whatever. But like it's not allowed to do that. So a lot of what looks most immediately threatening on this team isn't actually even legal.
Yeah, that's the part.
It's, like you said, very reliant on Deoxys to set up rocks, otherwise it's got to be offensive Landorus rocks. And the thing about Landorus is that it's so strong that a lot of the time it can't even force swaps because there's no swap-ins to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it's kind of sack. It's like a sack, not something like that. Yeah.
So like
so
rocks is like kind of risky to go for in that sense because they might just sack the Pokemon in front of you, knowing that they can't swap anything in anyway. And then you might just lose it. So like it is going to be relying on a lot of the time, relying on like Klefki for spikes or Scolipede for spikes, and everything's just going to get pressured really quickly. And honestly, I don't think like Sharpedo and Scolipede are necessarily going to be doing enough to beat other offense teams to make up for the fact that its defense cores are so bad. Obviously, Landorus Circuitry and like all the boosts that they're going to have is going to be plenty enough to deal with pretty much any kind of fat team that crosses its path. But given that most of the teams that were built, which were definitely a lot more offensive, I feel like the fact that it can't defend against that is just going to really hold it back a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this defense is it's just way too pressured. It's just like, yeah, everything you're saying is basically just how this just doesn't go well. Like, its offense can definitely just work, like if it had the right things here. But like, I like Landorus, of course. I like Sharpedo for this theme. I think that's good. Scolipede can do things even, but I just wish it had more defensive options and more offensive pressure that kind of like added to the draft. Like Braviary, I don't know what that's really doing. I don't know if Volcanion is really doing outside of just like kind of being what I don't even know. It's just like
Volcanion is the fire resist.
Yeah, Volcanion fire resist here.
Fire resist.
Yeah, Volcanion the fire resist. Hitmontop is the rock resist here. I mean,
Yeah,
Klefki too, kind of, but like that's really not much.
Yeah, because Klefki is like it's not dealing with Edgequake anyway.
Because
So
Klefki is also the flying resist of this team.
Yeah.
And I think it's another resist.
it loses to a lot of prime offensive typings really easily,
Yeah.
especially with like any kind of hazard support. Because even the answers to those are not gonna be very long-term swap-ins.
Mm-hmm. Even
So-
with, yeah, like Klefki Hitmontop is only like defense here that like isn't heavily pressured by absolutely everything here, because Dio is the situation not a good defensive thing for this team, and the rest of it just is really jank if it's defensive. So I don't know. I think it could definitely get some improvements with not many free agencies. I don't think. I think it could definitely just get itself together here.
C+.
C. I'm gonna give it that a C. Let's see. So
I
next-
see.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me go on to Jarrett, which is a team we've actually talked about kind of a lot, just because it was the first one I looked at. So with this team, he's got Manaphy, Necrozma, Arcanine, Cobalion, Toxicroak, Typenol, Megaseptile, Zapdos, Palisand, Regirock, and Tapu Bulu. So if you want to take this one off real quick, because I think you liked it a bit more than I did.
Yeah, I think we ended up giving it the same rank anyway, but I did like it a little bit more. I have it at 10th.
I have it all. I also have it at 10th.
So yeah, we did end up giving it the same ranking, even though I liked it a little bit more. A lot of the offense is gonna be relying on some setup to really start to get going, except for Bulu Skeptile. Bulu Skeptile's really cool, for sure, but it is grass offense, which isn't the best offensive typing. A lot of resist to it, and yes, they're gonna get whittled down quite quickly because Banded Bulu is a very strong breaker, very difficult to swap into. But you know, outside of those two things, it's like definitely wanting to set up a lot to get things going. And generally speaking, like you don't need this many setup mons to do the job, I feel. On the defensive end, Zapdos is going to be like super pressured the entire time because it's the only defogger. And it's got a fair few defensive Pokemon that are quite rock weak. Zapdos and Arcanine for sure are rock weak. The other Pokemon like Manaphy, Necrozma don't appreciate getting chipped down super much. Necrozma can deal with it, but it's like kind of the only thing alongside Palisand. And like if your defenses are relying that heavily on tier 5, then it's like kind of problematic, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it still like has a lot of big threats on it. A lot of things that can like win matchups quite effectively. It shouldn't be really like there should never really be any matchups where you can't win the game because you have so many win cons that at least one of them should be able to win. It just struggles to get into the position where it will win.
Yeah, I agree. I actually like the lower tier defensive things here more than I like the synergy of the higher tier. Like Arcanine, Zapdos on this team, they're just way too pressured to do things correctly. I think they actually might be better for an offensive role some matchups, especially Arcanine. Meanwhile, Palisand, Regirock, and Typenol, even though they can't remove hazards, one of them can pivot, and two of them just have really good defensive synergy overall with the rest of the team in mind. Because like the team weak to rocks, Palisand's not weak to rocks, and Regirock doesn't really care about physical attacks or getting tipped by Stealth Rock much. So I like how they fit on the team, but I think the higher end could use some shifting around for sure. I think if he wanted to do something with that, but I like how the low end fits with all this. Personally, I think Toxicroak could honestly be something a little bit different. I'm not exactly.
Toxicroak was the round 1 pick, so
Never mind. Nope.
suggesting-
I'm wrong.
not
Nope.
suggesting-
I'm wrong. Nope. Not happening. Okay.
The
Yeah.
draft is built around Toxicroak.
No,
Put some respect.
Sorry, Toxicroak. I haven't even been looking at you enough. So Toxicroak. Wait. Was that the round 1? Because why is Cobalion ahead of it in this order?
Because Toxicroak's tier 4.
Oh, it is now. Gee, I didn't even know that. That's broken.
For sure.
That's broken. Okay.
Super good round 1 pick.
That
Super
is-
good round 1 pick.
that's
for
a
the-
worthwhile
just the
round
insane
1.
value.
That's a
Just for the
round.
insane value.
That's a worthwhile round 1 right there. That is delicious.
I probably would have liked to see Rain with the Toxicroak. maybe. But
Yeah, actually, I can
definitely
see
respect
that.
Billy Skeps.
I can see that actually because Pelipper would be really nice for this.
Yeah.
I actually really would like this Pelipper, but I don't know
Yeah,
if we
Braid
can fit
did go
it.
undrafted, so like could be a potential free agent, potentially. Ooh.
I could, yeah, I can see that. What's his dragon? Oh wait, it's Sceptile. Okay, never.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I was thinking maybe Kingdra or something, but yeah, nah.
Yeah,
I don't
could
know.
fit on a King Trapelliper or King Trapelitoad.
Something. Yeah, this is a fine team over. I think it's a fine team, but it's just like that defensive area is just a little rough. And I think the offensive needing to be so like set up a line like Manaphy is not super strong without getting that tail glow. Necrozma, it can be defensive, but it needs like set up to be offensive very well. Sceptile, I guess it does function with the Bulu terrain when that's up, but Bulu doesn't break on its own. Cobalion definitely needs to set up to do any damage. And Toxicroak, well, I can set up anything, and it's Broken Mon, so I think it'll always win a game if it comes. But I think the rest of the team
is going 10-0 with
right.
the Toxicroak, just so long as he supports it properly.
Yeah, he needs to bring it every game too, because otherwise he's probably gonna lose every game.
Yeah.
But no, for real, I think this team, it's better than what I thought it was when I first looked at it, but I think it's still kind of right on the lower end of this draft here, of the drafts we got. So yeah, 10th, about the same level I had Robins, but about a bit higher than you had Robins. I think that's fair placements for those. And then next up we have Rampages with the Singapore Storm Shards. So this one's fun. It's got Weavile, Melodic, Haxorus, Donphan, Comfey, Credilli, Medicham Mega, Blacephalon, Golbat, Gothitelle, and Magnezone. So
I love this team so much.
This team is
trash.
It's something. It's trash, but it's something.
Trash, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love this little dumpster fire of a team so much.
Yeah. The more you look at, the more it's like one of those pictures you look at where the more you look at it, the more like this, the more it gets worse. The more you look at this team, like you look at this team once, like, huh, this team. Oh wait, nope. No, wait, why? No, please. Oh no. It's like just building up, like with just bad things going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a car crash that you just can't stop looking at.
Right.
But it looks like a fun car crash that we've been a part of.
Yeah. Well, it looks more like a ISO crash or a high jump crash to me. Which, by the way, Weavile Medicham is basically the saving grace of this team because that is going to take some lives, but I don't think it'll take enough lives to win a game.
Weavile Medicham almost made me want to put it at like 8th, but then I saw that there was like Melodic Donphan and triple trapping.
Triple trapping. Wait, what's the other trapping one? I missed it.
Goth, Magnezone, Weavile.
Oh, Weavile. I guess that's first two. Yeah. I was like, why is Goth here?
It's like,
yeah.
No one can answer this. I don't think even Rampage could answer it. I think it was like, I needed a tier 2. Goth
Fair enough.
there.
You know what? Oh yeah. So the hazard game is the saddest, I think, in this draft. Credilli Donphan is rockers, nothing else. Removal is Comfey, Golbat, Donphan. Not the worst, actually. There's definitely worse like Jarrett, but still not that good. Offense is just
Offense is balked, but also terrible.
Yeah, the backbone for the offense just is not great. Melodic is basically the only thing that's defending here. Like Donphan doesn't get that much done. Golbat.
Yeah.
This team is actually really weak to rock too, overall. Like it's gonna need Melodic to do almost everything. Zone, I don't hate on this team. It's not a trapper for this team, but I don't hate it just because Zone is a thing.
I don't mind Goth for trapping the bulky waters as well, I guess.
Yeah.
It could work out. I feel like this team just looks really bad in a lot of places, but I feel like everything's gonna be okay for Rampage still. I feel like he's gonna have a good time. He's gonna pursuit trap some psychics. He's gonna Goth trap some waters, and he's gonna click high jump kick a bunch. And yes, maybe Medicham doesn't have any way of getting in because there's one pivot named Magnezone.
Well, there's another
but-
pivot named Golbat, and there's another pivot named
That's
Comfey. But
Comfey is
still,
a pivot?
I guess U-turn.
I did not even know that Comfey got U-turn. I don't use Comfey. But
It's okay. I don't actually rate it
it
here.
still is a very, very big struggle for Metachan to find opportunities to get in. Very big struggle for Weavile to find opportunities to get in. If Rampage can play out of his mind, then he can get them in, and then he'll do a bunch of cool shit.
Well,
and then Blacephalon will sweep the team in the end. But
yeah, like, this team looks like it's pretty mindless. I think he could play out of his
Yeah.
mind indeed.
yeah,
but
it's
something I would like to note, which I have noted previously when we were talking earlier, that Golbat is the ground resist and Magnezone is the flying resist, and that is it. I guess he has on the ground resist
Yeah.
and is technically what else is technical ground resist? I think there's something.
he technically has Donphan and Milotic ground resist, in a sense.
It's saying there's something else on here that's a ground resist, but I'm not seeing it outside of Golbat. I think Jack Duck's broken, unless he's counting. I don't actually. No, whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Credilli, maybe. Credilli's.
Wait, never mind. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong side. But yeah, it's just Golbat. Anyway, yeah. All fun and games here out at the Singapore Storm Shards.
Yeah, I think this team could win the championship.
I think, you know what, if it could just get its way all there, but
I also think it's trash, and I'm putting it at 16.
We
but
both
I think
put it at
it could win
16.
the championship.
Yeah.
I think
I put it flat 16 below below Shinyspam's team, all the way at the bottom. But it's just a lovely mess, but it's just not good. Yeah. Next up, we're gonna go for another lovely mess. The Toronto Blue Flares. AJ. Oh, his logo's not in the dock. Whatever. Anyway, pretend
That guy.
the logo's here. Yeah. Anyway, AJ. He's got Tapu Koko, Crocodile, Uxie, Tornadus Incarnate, Ready Steel, Komala, Mega Heracross, Victini, Tapu Fini, Azumarill, and Lilligant. So, he's got the AJ Victini. That's important. And the rest of the team is stuff. It's got Coco and Victini and Crook, Uxie, Mega Heracross. You think this looks... It's not like a bad team, but it's also just like... It's a really confusing draft to have. It's weak to a lot of different things.
It feels like he was drafting like without checking what his team was.
You know what? Yeah, like he's got 4 tier 1s, which is cool, but like Coco plus Feeny plus Azu, they don't really they don't do the best synergizing, but at the same time they don't do the worst.
Great job. I think he was thinking, okay, I've got Coco, I've got Crook, I've got Uxie, got Victini, I've got Heracross. Now it's time to start a completely different draft and pick Tapu Fini round 1. And then start a completely different draft again and pick Azu.
Yeah.
I just don't understand those picks.
Yeah.
I don't really understand Registeel as the steal of choice. I would have really liked to have seen a better steal. Given that you're drafting 3 fairy types, Registeel is going to be sturdy enough to deal with it, except it's just like such a momentum sap. And for like this kind of offensive team, it's like not good to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So something. Yeah.
If you looked at just 6 Pokemon, it will be able to do well. It's just that it's like very limited in that sense of like what the 6 Pokemon can be. Like,
yeah.
I feel like you can't bring any combination of Pokemon to a game and have it work out.
Yeah, like he's gonna need to just bring his top 6. Like I know AJ does that anyway, but he's gonna have to bring some of his top 5 and then something else. Basically, that's about all he's gonna have to do because like the back end of this draft is just weird. Like I don't even know. Oh, by the way, this is a team that Jarrett just beats with the Toxic Croak. He just needs to have Palisand clear. He just needs to have Palisand clear out. Actually, he doesn't even need to do that. He has Sucker Punch. He's good. He just wins. Yeah.
It's just Swords Dance 3 attack and win the game.
Yep. Anyway, yeah.
Zero counterplay.
There's not much to say about AJ's team besides it's kind of how it looks kind of funky. It's kind of Poison Week, of course, because of the 3 fairies and a bunch of other things here. But so I think we both put out the same rank too. I had it at 12. I think you did as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of another one of those teams around the area of Jarrett and Robin, but a bit lower just because while those made a lot of sense throughout the whole team as far as like how they synergize, this one just kind of falls off really hard with synergy. Like
I agree.
Really something. And so I think we're just going to go ahead and go on to the next one. Zern, Delaware Coyote, Black Foxes. What a mouthful. And his draft, he's got Yu, Hoopa Unbound, Manshao, Ala Mamola, Licky Licky, Simisear, Mega Scizor, Thunderous, Hippowdon, Dragalge, and Volbeat. And that is such a mouthful to say all those, just got to say. So, we put this one, I think, at a bit different rankings. I had him at 11th, and you had him at 9th?
9th, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You like this one
So,
a bit? Yeah, I want you can go ahead and talk about this one. Yeah.
Looking, like, aesthetically, it's, like,
The worst.
really ugly. It's the worst looking one team in, like, the thing. It's mono pink / red. Thunderous, only real thing. Hippo is brown, which is basically still the same thing.
Yeah, and then you've got Shiny Thundy.
I don't like looking at it, but, like, if you do look at it, you just, like, stare deep into it. It does some good things. It's got a good regen core with Mienshao Aloe. Not like a top tier regen core or anything, like a good one. Really nice pivots with Mienshao, Scizor, and like even Mew. To get in some good breakers like Hooper Unbound, Mienshao as well. Mienshao is going to be doing a lot this in this thing as well,
Yeah.
for sure. It does kind of get pivoted on itself like fairly easily. Just because Hooper Unbound, like that comes with the territory with Hooper Unbound. There's good swap-ins to it. You can like deal with it with like helmet use, but like there's not really great sturdy bug resist outside of Scizor, and Scizor can't punish the U-turners itself with a helmet, so it needs to be like come down to Aloe or Hippo to generally do that. But either way, it supports Hooper really well, even with like the slight U-turn weakness. It's got good pivots to bring it in. It's got good speed control with like Prankster T-Wave, Thunderous and Volbeat, Tailglow with not Tailglow, fucking Tailwind with Volbeat as well as really good support option. And yeah, even Trick Room. Kind of has to set the Trick Room itself, but still Trick Room is a good thing. With like also Mew as well does that. So it does a great job of supporting Hooper, and I think that was primarily what Zern was hoping to build around here. And even outside of Hooper as breaking, it does have pretty good win cons with Sizzle Thunderous.
Yeah, I do like the overall structure, like the team's structure somewhat, but I think where it falls flat to me is just kind of, I don't know. I just don't like I don't like the tail end again. I don't know. I just don't like how fat it is for kind of no reason in my eyes. Like I love like the things that like there's like Mew and Scizor. They both have like their own recovery. Dragalge doesn't need it. Mienshao and Aloe have like I think Mienshao and Aloe are good here. I think Hippo's pretty nice here for whatever it can do. But I think Licky Licky is not really needed at all here. I think like the team's not bad at all, but I just don't like I don't personally like its game plan a lot. I think it can work, but it's just not something that I find super appealing. It's just kind of like I had it low, just kind of on a personal note almost, but like I can't super explain why, but I think it does fall flat in comparison to some of the other teams. What else? The speed, like I know you can do Trick Room, but besides that, the speed is kind of not the best with his fastest being Thundy, but I think it can still work because he can Scarf me and Shower if he needs to. But really, that's only like Scarf or he can have Tailwind. Or I guess he has Hoopa, but I don't like Scarf Hoopa a lot. But I think it might have to be what he has to use sometimes. He could Tailwind with some things, but yeah, I think this team actually might just fall down, just go down to in what way he utilizes Mew, because his hazards here, there's like, I think this team would like spikes, but I think this team would also like having some more hazard options, because I've used Mew, Hippo, Doogal as my only hazard options before, and I don't know, it always feels kind of gross, because especially with Hippo, I never like running rocks on Hippo. I want Earthquakes, Flak Off, Toxic, and Whirlwind on that every week, but if I have to run rocks, but then running rocks on Mew feels even dirtier, so I just feel like the hazard game here is kind of gross. T-Spike's Geology isn't that bad, I can definitely run them, but I just feel like this team would like something else here.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Giving it a B+. Got to do letter rankings for the others.
Whatever, they don't really matter because we're not even doing those. You gave yours a B+.
Welcome to Kakuna PRs, where the letters don't matter.
Letters don't matter and the analyses are made up.
And the analysis is made.
Yep, I'm going B, just because I don't know. Alright, next up, we've got ABP and the Washington Wizards. Okay, yeah.
So, the first good team, yay.
Yeah, so he's got Tornadus, Therian, Metagross, Slowking, Umbreon, Excelgor, Ursaring, Mega Ampharos, Infernape, Nidoking, Tangrowth, and Whimsicott. So how did we rank this? You had him at 5th? I had him at 6th. So yeah, first team in the top half. Let's go.
Even then, like, it's got its issues. There's like it looks really nice to the eyes, which might have been like part of the reason why it got ranked so high after Zern's thing, because it's like just
so many colors.
These colors.
There's so many colors here. It looks so good. It's actually a really good color scheme. Yeah. But that's beside the point.
Colors make a good draft.
You know what? That's actually fair. Like it's got a good.
Like 100% truth. Yeah. But yeah, it's got really nice pivots with like Torn, Ampharos, Infernape, Excelgor to keep pressure up. With nice breakers with Infernape, Nidoking mainly, but Ampharos to an extent as well.
Oh, Ampharos can totally break it, so it's actually really good at that.
Yeah, really good regen core with Torn, Slowking, Tangrowth. Definitely the best one that you could really be hoping to get.
Oh, yeah.
Strong hazard game. Although, you know, you don't necessarily want to run rocks on any of the Pokemon that have to run rocks. They all do it well, because they all like put up a lot of offensive pressure in all 4 swaps really well to get those rocks up. And then like with Excelgor spike stacking as well, like you can keep the pressure on really effectively with getting Hazard's ship pivoting around with the U-turns and the regen mons. And yeah, just like it doesn't have like super overwhelming weaknesses to anything either. The only kind of like real beef that I have with the team is that Whimsicott is the fairy. It's like it's not a good. It doesn't do the job well on this team. I don't feel. Yeah,
the only thing this team's really weak to is like birds and like the resist are Mega Amph and Metagross, which of course are not big fans of grounds at all. And this team is not really that much of a fan of grounds either, for the most part. But it can definitely deal with them. So this team's fine. This team's fine defensively, but yeah, the bulky grounds are quite the issue, as you said. This Nidoking absolutely loves having all these things on this team. It is such a good Nidoking team, I gotta say. Like, for just breaking, I don't know, I love Nidoking. I think this team is really good for it. Besides the fact that it'll probably be the rocker. Like, Metagross, I can do that, but Nidoking is probably the best rocker candidate for this draft most weeks.
Possibly. I think Metagross is probably going to be a bit better, or a bit more common. But at the same time, Metagross is also going to be one of like the better win cons on the team. Like,
yeah, exactly.
see agility growth. Like the only other one is like set up Infernape. But it does have good breakers, so it doesn't necessarily need to bring those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does kind of struggle to find good options for that.
You know what this team can do? You know what this team can totally do? It can totally just Tailwind for Ursaring and have that win.
True.
No, actually, it totally can. With so many things.
Ursaring is actually
It's gonna
super great breaker.
Yeah, I'm not even joking there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really do like the speed on this team overall. With Excelgor, Torn, Whimsy, Nape, all those things are really good fast mons, and the Whimsicott can, of course, or Torn can Tailwind for something like Nidoking or Ursaring. It has really good synergy overall, I think, and of course the colors also synergize.
Really didn't expect to be bringing up Tailwind as a legitimate option on 2 different drafts.
You know what? But it totally is a thing.
Tailwind is not good usually.
No, Tailwind is actually okay. It's just not used enough. It's actually a thing.
It's like too short to like oftentimes be super useful, but on these 2 drafts, it definitely makes it work.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, it doesn't need them, but it's definitely an option I can always keep in
especially with
in
a
tow.
eject button. I would definitely recommend running a eject button on either of those Tailwind options.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that seems solid. Solid A, actually. I'm going to focus. It's going to be my lowest A. It's going to be my lowest.
A minus.
Actually, wait, you have it higher than me. Okay, I'm going A. I'm going A minus 2 then. Cause you have
minus.
A minus. Okay.
No, A minus minus.
Well, okay, fine. We're just gonna go on to the next team.
Just A minus, yeah. Just A minus.
Okay, I'll go A minus 2 because you have it higher than me. Okay. Alright, now we got Bfree and the New York Jirachis. And he's got Clefable, Starmie, Rotom Heat, Swellow, Drapion, Rhydon, Mega Aggron, Chiron Black, Dhelmise, Blissey, and Virizion. And so I think it's not the same thing too. We both put it at 15. So here's the second lowest team here. So I think if you want to start this off real quick, just because I don't want to right now.
Sure. So this is a very, very bulky team. And the issue with that is that you've heard all of like us saying for like pretty much every other team is that, well, they don't do very well against offense, but they can completely demolish bulk. And this is the only bulk that exists. But it's not just bias against bulk. It's the type of bulk that he has. He has Clefable, Aggron, Blissey, Dhelmise, Drapion, like Rhydon. His ground type being Rhydon, and his water type being Starmie, which is not a good bulky water type, really draws this like down. Because if you're gonna run a fat team, you really want your premier typing to also do the job of being fat Pokemon. And Starmie and Rhydon don't do that job super well, because Rhydon is just going to be exploited really easily by any electric type with just the coverage for it. It just runs in Power Water or whatever. And then it hits the Rotom Heat as well. Starmie is too frail to swap into a lot of hits, and a lot of the Pokemon that water types like to swap into are able to pack U-turn, so it's going to take like potentially big U-turn chips, so it's like risky to bring it in a lot of situations too. So it just like the 2 most important types, argue like 2 of the like probably 3 or 4 most important types for a fat team are not represented by good fat Pokemon.
Absolutely. It's just like even the offense here, it's like it's leaving something to be desired. Like a fat team like this should definitely have some like I like the Chiron Black here just on paper, but it does not have the right type of bulk to help out Chiron, I don't think. Like these things are not the things that I would envision to be the things that help Chiron. Like sure, it has spinner, but it also has Dhelmise to be a better spinner and it's not a better spinner per se, but it's a spinner that works better for its role. When Starmie could probably be something else entirely, which it should be. The offense
was like Suicune.
Oh yeah, even though that can't be, but yeah, still, like Swellow, I don't know, it's fast, but it's like I don't know exactly what it's doing here besides being the fast thing of this team. Besides Starmie. I'm not sure why Delmai
Yeah.
is a Z over Virizion. Doesn't really make sense because Virizion is probably this team's most consistent Z user, I would assume, because Starmie is not a good Zmon, in my opinion. Kyurem is a good Zmon, but it also is not going to get the chance to Z as much here as Virizion is, I don't think, because Virizion can just SD like Stone Edge or SD close combat or some Z close combat or something.
Or even Carmine.
Calm Mind, yeah, no, it's actually a good mon with
It's a good
Z.
set, actually,
It's
but
good mon for
like-
Z, but if it doesn't have Z, then it's really just a lackluster thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense on this draft without Z.
Yeah, it just really this team just feels lacking in most fields. But I think it can definitely like shape up some, but it'll need a lot more work than these other teams have. The other low ranked teams have to get the right shape together. Because having Rhydon, having like Blissey, having Drapion and Starmie as your like a lot of your premier things is like those can be hard to shift around because those are a lot of types that just go 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 go. Like you're not gonna find many better ground types around. Because if even like Palisand is gone at this point, then I don't know what
Yeah.
you're gonna do. Starmie, I'm sure there can be some other good waters around, but you're gonna struggle to find a psychic, and I think this is kind of gonna be difficult to fix this around in the right ways. But I think it could potentially work if it's played just right, but it's missing a lot of the good synergy with each other. It looks like it should have synergy, but it's just missing a lot of the steps.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to out prep every game too, I feel.
Oh, absolutely, because it can't just... I don't think this game is going to just win games just by running standard sets.
Yeah.
It's going to
I
get...
expect him to lose to the Hooper on Bound Week 1. That it plays
Oh.
very quickly. Very quickly. Lose to
incredibly
that because-
quickly. Immediately, almost, I think.
On
Yeah.
lead, essentially.
Yeah, alright. But yeah. Yeah, so that team gets us... What do we give Rampages? C minus?
We didn't give Rampage 1.
C
I'm
minus.
giving Rampage C minus retro, and I'm giving D.
You're giving this one D?
Because it's better than Rampage's, but it's less cool than Rampage's.
Totally
Like,
fair.
minus.
I'm not gonna rank it then because I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna move on to a
The
team we
letters are made
like.
up anyway. The
I'm
letters
going
don't
to it.
matter.
Yeah, I'm going to a team we like. And we got Doogal's Arizona Cardinals with
Yep.
Latias, Greninja, Crobat, Paloswine, Aerodactyl, Audino, Mega Mawile, Slowbro, Conk, Entei, and Electros. So you ranked this. What'd you rank it? First. I ranked
Yeah.
it second. So what we really like about this one is just the offense and the defense both just work really well with each other. There's a lot of different options here. Most bases are covered. Like if you look at the hazard game, it has about all it needs. It has Paloswine to be a reliable rock hitter. It has Aerodactyl to do fast rocks. Mega Mawile can offensive rocks, forcing switches. Greninja can spike stack and be a good taunter. Aero, Crobat, Latias are all okay at defogging. I mean, Aerodactyl, Crobat more so. And then with the offense, it's just like it has a good speed there with Crobat, Greninja, Latias, and Aerodactyl too, even though it might be a little bit redundant with the Crobat, Greninja. And then on the slow offense side, it can do... I can actually do Trick Room really well if it needs to, because it has Slowbro, has Conk, has Mega Mawile, and it has Piloswine even to do that. So it just works really well with each other. And defensively, it has good offense. It has good options with Piloswine, Slowbro, Eel to be a good pivot. Latias can be kind of bulky. Audino. Everything on this team, as you were saying earlier, and when we were talking earlier, everything on this team feels a pretty vital role. Debatably bar Aerodactyl, but for the most part, this team just everything works together in the right way.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's so good. Like the support that all the Pokemon give, especially like Healing Wish from Latias and Audino for the Mega Mawile is like another incredibly good option. Just the speed is really good in conjunction with the Trick Room option, so it's really going to be hard to decide how to speed creep these Pokemon. good priority, like insane priority with Conkelda, Morwile, and Entei as well. Really nice pivots with Electros, Greninja, Crobat to get in everything. And everything's just going to have so many opportunities to do stuff because of those healing wish options, because of like the wish support from Ordino. Even like the one flaw like I could be thinking of is like maybe it's a little bit weak to Ghost, but it does have an Ordino there that's going to be really good at walling those things and pivoting in as like a mini regen core with Slowbro. And Slowbro Ordino like really complement each other super well as well. So yeah, it like covers all the bases super well and just has so many big threats that are going to be difficult to prep against, and it's like very easy to like place what you need and position yourself to win with this kind of team.
Yeah, usually I have some kind of issue if there's like a massive speed gap. Like this team has a massive speed gap, 50 to 100. And I actually do kind of have an issue with that on here, just because I think this team would like some like middling speed, because like that stuff in the middling speed is going to be able to run so much bulk because it's not afraid of anything there. Or like yeah, it's going to be able to run, so it's not going to have to run any speed for anything because it's either fast or it's slow. I think that's like the actual main big thing here is that it might actually just have a harder time breaking because these things can run so much more bulk. But at the same time, Mawile and Conk and Tay and all this stuff can break through them anyway. But if anything is an issue with it, I think it might be that.
Yeah, that is fair.
But if
it's not a flawless draw.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah.
If I have to resort to that, then you know it's a pretty good draft. But yeah, so yep, you put it first, I put it second. I guess we're gonna put that S pretty easily. Yeah. And after that is another very good team with Saint. So he's got Landorus T, Tuxpex, Incin, Sofali, Steelix Scramble, Megazam, Shaman, Tirak, Rotom, and Druddigon. So if you want to take this team away, you can go ahead. Actually, let's start what do we rank this one?
Third, right?
Third. We both got third. If you want to take this away,
yeah, it's got so many like the threats that it has like really complemented each other super well. Megazam, Terrakion, like really nice core, and like it's got fantastic pivots to get them in. Lando, Incin, Silvally, Rotom, is like such good pivot game. It's so insane how well it's going to be able to get in all of its threats, and it's so insane how good its threats are at helping each other break. The biggest like flaw that you could look at with this team is like that it's kind of got pretty like Fairy Dragon Steals, but all of them are like really good value at what they do. I love Druddigon personally. I think Druddigon's fantastic. Steelix as well is like gonna be really consistently able to do things, especially like given that it's not forced to do things, because even without relying on those, it's got a Toxapex and a Landorus and a Shaman to do the job of the defensive core. So it doesn't necessarily need to rely on Steelix to be defensive, doesn't need to rely on Druddigon to be defensive. And it's going to be able to like hard swap in its walls like really effectively, because Shaman Toxapex like can just tank the hits super well, and just position it super easily to get Megazam and Terrakion to put in a lot of work. Landorus as well is going to be able to put in a lot of work support wise and offense wise. Everything is free to do whatever they want quite well, and there's even like a really good Intimidate core, so like breaking this team on the physical side is going to be super rough. Freeze up Toxapex and Shaman to be a lot more speed def based if they want to be, for that reason. So yeah, it's like really well constructed.
Yeah, no, I love the double. I love the Lando and Sin both having Intimidate and both having U-turn. That helps out Alakazam so much. Like it's crazy how much that just like this is just the team that makes Alakazam feel like it is the best Mon to ever exist, because this team just supports it so well. And I think it'll just destroy. I think if anything from any of these teams has like the chance to be just the kill leader, I think it's Megazam with how well it's supported here.
And then like if you pursuit trap the Megazam, if you do successfully kill the Megazam Suit Trapper, Terrakion gets the freest setup opportunities.
Exactly. It's actually really it's just
like,
so well
really
constructed.
any Pursuit Trapper that
I think
beat
yeah.
Terrakion.
And I think the way this team was drafted is actually it's really good. I think it avoided a lot of like the common like almost like pitfalls people try to fall into when drafting. Is like you got to get the Fairy Dragon Steel. No, you got to get your like okay yeah you get them, but like they went for like the low tier, the good bulk to support the rest of this team, which is really well crafted. I think they went for the right amount of high tiers and they got some really good value low tiers. And by the way, I agree, Jarrett is amazing. It is really good at what it does, and this team just lets it run, do whatever. Like, this team doesn't even need Jarrett to just be the rocket every game, which is another thing people like to do with it, just draft it for rocks, but it can just be a dragon here.
Yeah, it's actually quite strong with shift.
Oh, absolutely. It can just be, it can be a dragon. Yeah, it has just the Hazard game it needs, in my opinion. This team with how much pivoting and how much just strength this team has, it doesn't really need like spikes to just kill things. It can just set up rocks, set up the T-Spike with Toxapex, which is the best T-Spiker in the game for all intents and purposes. And then it has just the right amount of removal with Lando, Rotom, Savali. Rotom, Savali can both do it pretty well. Lando hopefully doesn't have to. So yeah, no, I just like this team. I guess one of the only things, I guess, is speed potentially, which isn't like that much of an issue because Lando can Scarf, Terrakion can set up, or it also has good speed to begin with, and also has Mega Zam. I really don't think the speed gap between Zam and Terrak is an issue at all. Like, if you have Zam, then you're fine on speed.
Yeah, very true.
So yeah, no, the team is really, really good. I think I'd also give this one an S. I put it below Doogal and another
S-.
one. Yeah, S minus. Is that a thing? Maybe.
Sure.
Okay, S minus.
Can be.
Yeah, let's make it. It'll be a thing now. S minus, because I think it might be lacking in some areas, but I can't really describe them. But it's not a top 2, so whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, next.
Could be.
It could be. It definitely could be. It definitely has the potential to be top 2. It's definitely it's top 3.
Top 2 logo.
Top 2. That is a fucking amazing logo. I think that was that was Thunderbolt who made that great logo
nice
here.
new logo, saying shoutouts.
Shoutouts Thunderbolt. Shoutouts to Thunder. So anyway, going on to the next team, Delmarva Shorups. Benny Boy. He's got Superior, Hydreigon, Gardevoir, Araquanid, Gastrodon, Rotom Fan, Mega Gallade, Skarmory, Nidoqueen, Miltank, and Darmanitan. So, you ranked this, I think we ranked this about the same, but a bit different. You ranked it, what was it? I ranked it 7th. I got 7th, you got 8th? Alrighty.
It's a weird one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Yeah,
I don't really know. Like, I don't know. I think it could surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it definitely has a potential to. Like,
it's quite unconventional looking.
It is really unconventional looking. Primarily, like, cause it has the Superior and Skarmory as tier 1s, which are 2 of the worst tier 1s, if not the worst tier. That's not the worst, I don't think, but they're definitely 2 of the worst.
Yeah, bottom 5.
Bottom 5. Mm-hmm. One thing I do like that it has is it has good speed control with it has good speed control all around. I think with Araquanid Webs plus Gallade Mega and Hydreigon and Darm and Serp and all that. That's all really good speed control here. Like the speed he's got covered that's completely. But this team does actually have it's not the greatest defensively. It has a lot of defensive holes here. Like his bird resists are Rotom Fan and Skarmory. So basically his bird resist is Skarmory, which is one thing when you got a team full of Gallade, Serp, and Araquanid. They want flying resists because they don't even care about webs is the big thing because of course the flying. So the whole big thing with this team that I really like to see is like the webs part because I think that is what works here. And Skarmory Nidoqueen, it's good defense. Like it covers all the bases pretty nicely, but I think it would like a bit more as far as getting electric covered. Getting flying covered. Yeah, flying is what I meant. Yeah, and also kind of bug. It's also sort of bug week, with especially those Serp, Gallade, Hydra, Guard. They're just, like if you're facing a bug, that's gonna be a bit rough.
Yeah, it can punish it like pretty well with Skarmory helmet kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
it definitely does have like things where if you look hard enough, you can find some issues to exploit. But it can definitely do the job quite well. Hydreigon, Mega Gallade, Darmanitan are such fantastic breakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with web support and glare support, like you were saying. Just it's going to be very difficult to deal with this draft defensively. Just like Mega Gallade is such a versatile offense mon that it can really just be like prepped to deal with like anything that you really want it to be. So it definitely is going to be like a big parry for this team. I think this team would be a lot weaker if it was like Mega Medicham or Mega Lopunny. I think it really needed to be Mega Gallade for this team. So,
absolutely.
as well as it does. It's got a like, even though it's the Mega Gallade Gardevoir kind of looks like a bit of a meme. The Gardevoir Hydreigon Skarmory is like a really nice core actually. Complements each other quite well. The Miltank is a really good piece of the puzzle there as a Bolt Beam resist, which otherwise this team was quite struggling against, especially like if they could pack Grass Knot for the Gastrodon.
Gastrodon does nothing to Grass Knot does nothing to Gastro, but usually anyway.
You know, whatever. You know,
yeah, no,
like,
yeah.
Grass coverage in general.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, Miltank definitely adds a lot for the team as well. So yeah, I think like even though it does have a fair few unconventional picks, it functions quite well. I'd give it a solid B+.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. I thought it was like a, and whatever. I'm not gonna rank it again.
Or a B.
Yeah, B. I think solid B. Yeah, I like Ben's team. It's good.
I don't remember what I ranked the other teams.
It doesn't
That
even
was
matter.
slightly below
It doesn't matter. The rankings are
B+.
made up. 1,000 points to Ben.
D-.
Yeah. So
Changed my mind.
next team up is Washington Whiscash, which is the best Pokemon, by the way, Whispus. So we got Money Guy here with the goat squad here. Latios, Ferrothorn, Seismitoad, Chandelure, DNC, Passimian, Mega B, Raikou, Snorlax, Mandibuzz, and Mismagius. So we both really like this team, of course. I put it first.
Yeah, I put it second.
Yeah.
But yeah, super good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you talk about it first.
Yeah. So I really like the offensive options on this team. I of course love Latios. I think it's amazing. Mega Beedrill and Raikou are great. Fast pivoting options even. Chandelure adds a lot of good. I know you talked about this earlier, and I really see it because I wasn't seeing it as first. But I think it's a great thing here, with how much Chandelure adds pressure to what this team kind of struggles with. Like it kind of struggles with almost like what struggles with like ghosts. Absolutely. Besides Snorlax and Mandibuzz, like it got like Latios and Mismagius here. Struggles with bugs even to an extent actually. Like it's the bug killer of this team. It looks like. But no, Chandelure just adds a lot of just pure power to this team. Beedrill is pure power for this team. And defensively, it's no slouch either, of course. With the Ferrothorn, Seismitoad, Snorlax, and Mandibuzz, DNC even. They've had a lot for this team. Listen for just getting... They just can defend against most things here. The speed on this team is really good, of course, with the B, Raikou, Latios, Mismag. All pretty nice options. You can even have a Scarf for Passimian to an extent, Scarf for Chandelure, but that's kind of not great. But yeah, no, I think this team is really nicely rounded. And also the Rockers, DNC, Ferrothorn, Seismitoad. All three things that can get them up if they have the rocks in the right game. Ferrothorn Spike Stack, very good. I know you like Mega Beedrill T-Spikes. I haven't experienced that too much, but it's definitely the thing that can force the switches to get T-Spikes up. And so, yeah, so this team does really do well with how it's constructed, of course, because I also, of course, personally like, Latios with Unsighted Toad. They're the first two things on my team here, but that's beside the point. But yeah, no. The Z move users here, I think, are really nicely done. The Latios, Raikou, of course, I love Z Raikou. Z Latios is fantastic. Miss Mag is one of my favorite low budget Z users. It's really nice at just firing up. All these mons are great at firing off Z Ghost, and then Passimian is just kind of there for the rest of that budget. But yeah, no, this team functions really nicely. Very well rounded. And
yeah,
there's everything.
I do have it a bit lower than Mio just because I'm not Mio, and this is very clearly a Mio team.
Absolutely, I love this team. I was just going off bias for this one, just how much I love it. But it is objectively a great team.
Objectively, yes, definitely. In particular, how Chandelure and Beedrill fit into it are like probably my two favorite parts about it. Just how Beedrill is able to keep the momentum up to get in a lot of the breakers and set the T-spikes, and the Chandelure's breaking capabilities to support the team. Like, definitely my two favorite things about this, for sure. So yeah. Also really like the defensive cores, Ferrothorn, Snorlax, Seismitoad, Mandibuzz especially, like definitely the Ferrothorn, Snorlax, with like double Ghost as well. Really good stuff, just like super well constructed. I did like Doogal's a little bit more because Doogal got the Pokemon I wanted. He sniped me like 5 times probably. So we both have biases in the decision making.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But objectively speaking, Green Division has the best teams.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, all four of these teams so far. What? Ben was 7 or 8, and the other 3 have a top 3. Like, 3 of these teams are top 3, and the other one's top half. So yeah, there's no doubt that these are the best.
Good job, Green.
Good job, Green. You got it. And then, so, starting off the last 4 teams of this, we're going for the Mobile Bewares with Destin's team. So he's got Celesteela, Salamence, Roserade, Vapo, Delphox, Hoopa, Manectric Mega, Excadrill, Heracross, Gigalith, and Rabombi. This is a doozy.
This team has a lot of heart.
This team, you can tell that he just had fun drafting this one. You can tell that it's just fun looking. I actually really do like Celesteela, Salamence, Roserade as far as like the first. I think they're just good, kind of almost like just good pieces to start off the draft with. I think the team looks funky, but I think it works. I think it works offensively, especially. Like, this team has to win offensively, or it's not going to win at all. Like, it has to start off offense, just win. It has to just kill things. It's not going to win enough to kill things.
Yeah. I think this team would have been a lot better if it didn't try to not do that. I think if Vaporeon just wasn't Vaporeon and instead was something that could help it win offensively more, do a little bit better. Or even if it was a ghost resist.
Yeah, okay, what we do... Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, it has to be Udi. This team kind of needs Dark, I think. Let's get what's it called? Let's get Sharpedo. Pretty good. Get Crawdont.
Would also really like a rock resist outside of Excadrill.
You know what? That is completely true. Wow, I did not even notice it doesn't have a rock resist. Yeah, I might like something like that.
It's got like a fair few things where he just neglected to draft resists for.
But the thing is, yeah, like that's fine. That's like not good. But like the thing is that he's got all this offense that will probably just claim something.
Yeah. You know, if a team can't stop webs from going up, then it's gonna succeed. If the team can stop webs from going up, it's gonna probably fail, because otherwise it's like Scuff Drill and Manectric for its speed. And that's like kind of an issue in my eyes.
Yeah, I can get Rabombi Rabombi is okay,
Rabombi,
okay, but
like,
Rabombi's
if
not.
they try to get up webs and fail.
Yeah, wait. Rabombi's not even Z here, so never mind. It's just the webs, mom.
Yeah.
So
it's only webs. Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Well, after that. Yeah, that seems sucks. It's not Z Rabombi. Fuck it. It sucks.
But yeah, it's just gonna. It's reliant on his offense to win, and his offense, like, Celesteela Salamence both need Zs to be offense like all the time.
Yeah.
Celesteela is like either Celesteela is going to be run defensively and it's going to have to carry the entire defensive game on its back and it will fail, or it's going to be run offensively and then Salamence has to run Scarf. It can't run Dragon Dance anymore, really.
Yeah.
It can, but like it can't like do a great job.
Not in this gen. This is not the gen for Salamence.
So, yeah, if like webs aren't up, if they can deal with webs properly, or if they can deal with sand properly, then it's just gonna struggle so much. But the team has so much heart that I just can't bring myself to shit talk it too much.
I know. It's just so fun to look. It's fun to look at, for real.
It doesn't have as much heart as Rampage.
That team is it's like the T-Bones team. It's like the junior league team. It's like the kiddie team, but like trying to face up with the college of the professionals. But it's just got so much heart. It wants to win. It's the go-getter right there. But this team is close behind, a bit ahead, kind of like the high school. It's like a high school team, yeah. I'm going a whole bunch of American things. I don't think you know exactly what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying more or less. I think it's a little bit unfair to say that Rampage is just the junior team though, because Weavile Metacham are like some all-star players. They just got paired up with like a bunch of like they got paired up with the fucking like seniors basketball club. That they meet every second week on the like Saturday morning to like play half an hour of pickup. And they got some fucking all-star players to come join in for one night.
Yeah, but they're all kind of like
hard. It's hard, but they're also passionate.
Yeah,
and like they can see that. So
this team is.
I totally A for effort.
Oh right, this team we didn't even do our ranking for it. We didn't even show our ranking for it.
Oh yeah, this is 13.
13 for both. We both did 13. Yeah, our bottom 5 entirely were the exact same.
Yeah.
Here, so. Yeah, no, it is just I actually would kind of love to use this team, but I think I'd lose with it, so then I'd hate it. So
I would hate using this team. I would love using Rampage's team.
I'm the exact opposite. I would love this team. I would hate Rampage's, but yeah.
Giving it a C-.
Giving this team a 1,000 points.
1,000 points. It's a lot of points.
The points that matter.
I think.
All right.
I think it's a lot.
Yep. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Scolopedes with Invers. So we got Zero Aura, Scizor, Primarina, Porygon 2, Mesprit, Cryogonal, Megapidge, Heatran, Gligar, Breloom, and Zygarde 10. You can go ahead and take this off because I don't even know what to say about it.
I quite like this team. I've got it 7th personally.
I have an 8th. I have 8th.
8th? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good team, man. It's like, you have more to say.
I really like the offense on this team a lot. Zero Aurus and Mega Pidgeot and Zygarde are like really good speed tiers that are gonna be able to put a lot of pressure on. Mega Pidgeot Zygarde just synergize particularly well as well because Pidgeot just beats all of the ground resists. The support for Zero Aura is a little bit less significant, but like Breloom does help a lot, Primarina does help a lot, so it's definitely there as well. But those 3 Pokemon alongside Scizor, Breloom, Priority are going to be able to put like so much pressure onto offensive teams. Going to do a really good job there. And then defensively, functions pretty well on that end too. It does have 4 times weak. But that's like very 2017 strategy there to split up the hidden powers. But realistically, it's always going to be hidden power ice to beat the ground types on the electric. So it's always going to be hidden power ground on the psychics to beat the Heatran or whatever. But Heatran Scizor do synergize really well. Just as a defensive pivot in Heatran is going to give a lot of support for the Scizor. Is going to be able to break a lot of things. Fantastic lure for the water types that Scizor might be frustrated by. Just because it can run the Magma Storm to get the chip off and potentially the Z Solar Beam. So yeah, really good defensive cause there. And then that's even ignoring P2, Gligar, Mesprit, which are also quite good Pokemon. I don't really love P2 on this team a bunch, but it is definitely solid there. the big issues, I guess, that I would have with the team is that like the immediate like breaker is like Primarina, which is good, but it might not have as good of a matchup against fatter teams as it does against offense teams. Still very good matchup because obviously Tauntran is a great store breaker, Toxic or Breloom is a great store breaker, and like Zero Aura Pidgeot can do setup stuff to break through anyway.
Yeah, Pidgeot can break Pidgeot can break without setting up sometimes, but I think another thing, like Banded Zygarde 10, Banded Teros is fast and can break through some things, but I think you're right. Mainly it just kind of falls on those other things, unfortunately. But I think if anything, I think this team can handle doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I don't like too much is so it's got 3 good rockers like Ligar, Heatran, Mesprit. None of those hate running rocks, which is good, but they're all kind of like in the same speed area, like same speed, and they don't like. They're all like. Yeah, and it's like they're all in the same speed, so it's pretty predictable how he'll have to do something not hazard related to open up a game, which this team actually does kind of like having hazards, I think, because it just like a lot of these things do want to have that constant chip. Like, what if it's gonna like it doesn't have the best time here with the bulky waters besides the Zera or the Loom, which Loom's not always coming and Zera Aura is not going to want to be in all the time. I think it definitely wants to have rocks up, but if it gets, but if they get predicted and the rocks can't go up, like a Suicune or something, not a Suicune, sorry, it does not get taunt, but something with taunt can just kind of just make rocks not a thing. So I think it's just like, I think this team might like some more different hazard game too, more varied. But yeah, no, this team is actually pretty nice, especially the removal options are pretty good. Especially Cryogonals are good. Gligar can defog. Pidge usually doesn't actually need to. Pidge actually usually can have a defog slot, I think. Not usually, but it definitely can fit one.
If it absolutely needs to. Yeah.
If it needs to, like it can definitely do like Hurricane, Roost defog, U-turn, and then they can do like U-turn Toxic or something. But yeah, no, I think this team it's good. I don't actually have too much to say about it, but yeah, I put it 8th, kind of middle of the road, better than a lot of the teams we saw previous, but this doesn't hold up quite as well to some of these other ones we've talked about. Yeah.
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 Still on the better end, I give it a B plus.
I give it 5 stars out of 17.
That's not very good. Wow.
Oh, sorry, I meant. Okay, fine. 13 stars out of 17.
That's better. That's much more fair.
That's much more. Sorry, I got my numbers confused. Alright,
yeah,
so let's
5
go
out
on.
of 17 would be bad. Anyway, it's Fizz next.
Fizzy!
Yay.
Alright, I'll take this one off, because, I have to. So we got Tampa Bay Weasels with Fizzy. We got Zygarde. Yes, Zygarde. It's been so long. Zygarde, Rotom Wash, Swampert, Bronzong, Quillfish, Mischievous, Lopunny, Muck, Florges, Taurina, Lycanroc, Dusk. Oh my gosh, I love all these things so much. It's such a just nice team to look at. I like the hazards. They do well, I think. Bronzong, Swampert, then Quillfish, they're all good hazard mons to go here. His removal is excellent. Florges, Rotom Wash, Serena. And then his speed is, I think it could probably leave something to be desired, but overall, Lop and Lycan and then the Zygarde, it's not too bad, but I think it would like something else fast here. I just had it can struggle. I think we've said it can kind of struggle to break some certain types. Like what it can, like it's not too good against grasses.
Like a bulky water or
bulky water. Yeah, both the bulky things that can struggle to break, just because a lot of these things aren't. He doesn't have much of a good breaker here. This team would love something that's like a fire type breaker almost. I think it would love like a grass type breaker mon. That's like Serena. I guess Serena can band.
Like a Katana.
This team would love it. Okay, Katana would be great on this team, by the way. But anyway, you have that, so who cares?
And it can't afford it, but
yeah, yeah, still. So yeah, this team it has 3 waters, but they all work together really well, in my opinion. And Quillfish really is kind of like a utility boss more than it is a water. So Rotom Wash and Quillfish, they're not they're good. They're not weak to like never mind. Swampert and Rotom are not weak to not weak to ground, not weak to electric. Rotomosh to the ground. Dancer Goo. Quillfish isn't super weak to grass. I think it's a nice team defensively, but it might just it really relies on Muck, I think. Like Muck is just the saving part of this team to be able to get a lot of things done. In my opinion, it'll need to bring in almost most games because like Zygarde and Swampert and all these things like Lop even, they just do not deal well with grasses, like bulky grasses, which are just everywhere. And Muck, Quillfish is not super strong, so it'll have to follow Muck a lot to be able to break through a lot of this stuff. And Rotom is going to have...
in retrospect, this team loses to a Torterra, like on the spot. So maybe
Nathan, if you promote the season and go right to Kakuna, then I think your Torterra can win.
Yeah, retrospect definitely should have lowered this ranking just for how weak it is to Torterra.
It's okay. Air Balloon, Ice Beam, Quillfish.
Yeah, that can work.
There we go. Got it.
Never mind. It's back at fourth.
Back at yeah. Oh, you didn't even say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both put it at fourth.
Big thing. I think Rotom Wash would have been a better Z user than Bronzong plus Misdreavus.
Yeah, I think actually the thing is with that.
I'm guessing he's going for like some fucking Z Trick Room shenanigans with Hypnosis
actually,
or something like that.
Actually, no. He did not even when we were doing Z users. He was drunk, so or either that or he was in a call or something. So he had someone else do Z users or something, and it's like, oh, Zygarde like it for sure. Yeah, I think they totally forgot about doing Rotom, but yeah.
Because Rotom Wash with Z would have been like really helpful breaker for the bulky waters and grounds that like otherwise are problematic. The bulky grasses are still going to be a problem, but
that's why you get Charizard.
Charizard would have been great for this team to deal with those bulky grasses. Otherwise, it's just going to be Muck. Fizz, if you're watching this, which you should be if you're a good pal, drop a Stravis and make it Charizard.
Charizard is broken, yeah. Okay, by the way,
and then you probably can't actually make Rotom C and Zard C, so that's
yeah. Oh well.
Still, figure something out to deal with those defensive types, or just run Toxic Spam. Toxic Spam could just do the job anyway. So like that's why it's not really going to hinder him too much, because all those bulky Pokemon just lose to any of his offense clicking Toxic once, and then stalling it out a little bit, which they can afford to do with Rotom, Swampert.
Yeah, this team is pretty good at us getting defensive stuff done. Like I think this team is something. I think if anything is going to be like getting the kills on this team, I think it's going to be that Lycanroc. He's going to have to make sure that Lycanroc can always work because it's the main like offense of this thing besides Lopunny. But this team is really lacking on like special offense, which is really problematic. I think because it doesn't really even have like much to like. It has some good special defense, but it just cannot really attack.
Specs Rotom.
Okay, and then it has Scarf Florges, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's a good offensive one, and Scarf Florges,
Yeah, so I think I think this team the team definitely works. And I like it a lot, but I think the holes in it are kind of glaring for such a team that we put high, but it just really does work for how it's built. I think even it is actually really well Zygarde support. I think it's less
quick exposed. The reason why it's so high is because it's a Mio team.
Exactly.
That's the exposed.
If
it wasn't for Big Brother Mio, this team would be 16th below Rampages, but Big Brother Mio wouldn't let that happen. It's fourth.
This is fantastic. This is just something I just love all these things here. I love all these.
Money's team would have also been 16th if it wasn't for Big Brother Mio, by the way. They both would have been tied 16 otherwise.
Yep, and I think Doogal's team would have been 16th without you, though.
That's true, too. That's true. But the anti-Metacham Weavile agenda was being pushed too hard, and the pro-Mio agenda won it out in the end.
So, Mio gangs are a little bit too strong sometimes.
Yeah. Lapis gang, however, not as strong, as I am at 6th.
Nope, you're at 5th for me, though.
True.
Still top 5, top 5, top 5.
Lapis gang running a little bit stronger than previous thought, and running stronger than it was in the TDG video. So that's definitely a plus.
Okay, so you got Aussie King of Scons, Lapis, of course you, Garchomp, Uniclus, Empoleon, Meloetta, Alo the Persian, Mudstill, DNC, Mega, Cortana, Keldeo, Moltres, and Roselia. And before I let you go ahead and take this off, let you talk about your team a little bit. So I noticed that Empoleon's not Z. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? What? Why?
Well, I choked in the Z selection. I should have immediately realized that Empoleon was the far superior Z user.
So wait, why is Cortana Z?
I fell into the rookie mistake of wanting to run like provenly inferior Z users like Cortana. So I did decide to do that instead of the Empoleon and Moltres core. But yeah, you know, it happens. Hopefully, I can still salvage this team a little bit.
Well,
it will be tough for sure.
Yeah.
Because Empoleon, even offensive Empoleon, loves Z. You know, I think I can probably manage with like agility weakness policy Empoleon instead. You know, I think agility weakness policy is probably better on Empoleon than Z.
Yeah, but
if it was Z.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's beside the point.
Yeah, you can go ahead and get into this now that I'm.
So
for that.
Team's pretty cool. I think it's got a lot of big threats. Like, so many threats.
So many.
Garchomp, Cortana. It's stacked them. Because my policy was stack them up. Essentially.
This is so top heavy. It's good though.
Yeah, it's like Cortana, Keldeo, Garchomp, and Mega Diancie can all do their jobs independently of each other. They're not relying on each other, but they do a good job of supporting each other. Keldeo, Garchomp really help with Cortana's pivoting around and stuff. Diancie like brace a lot of things. They put pressure on like the types of things that they struggle with. So like Cortana might not love dealing with the flying types or anything like that, but Diancie can definitely pressure the flying types with Diamond Storm. Garchomp can often bait in the same kinds of thing as Cortana wants to, and then drop like a Z ground, or Cortana can do the opposite and drop a like Z all-out pummeling. And just like let the other one scarf clean through. For example, Keldeo can like just pivot in on a lot of the things and do the same kind of things, just like firing off Scalds to pressure the Pokemon. So they can definitely put a lot of pressure on the things that are supposed to be the checks for each other, without just being walled by the same Pokemon and therefore being unable to break them. So I really like how they synergize with each other. I also like their defensive pivoting. They've got really good defensive typings and natural bulk, so I can pivot them in. Alongside Persian and Meloetta and Moltres for pivots, can do a good job of pivoting, even though it's not the best momentum. Pretty good rockers as well. Pretty good hazards in general. The big thing is removal could be an issue. But outside of Moltres, team's not super weak to rocks or anything like that. And yeah, Empoleon is hashtag best defogger, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. No super glaring weaknesses. A fair few that are almost glaring weaknesses, but not quite. And like kind of relying on pseudo resists a fair bit, with Reuniclus, Meloetta, and Mudsdale just being pseudo resists rather than actual resists to a lot of the things that I want. But nothing is just gonna steamroll this team, I don't think, and the offense is just like goes brazy, so should be good, I think. But there may be a little bit of bias, and maybe this is in fact a bottom 5 team.
No, this is really definitely not. This is definitely a top half team. I put it 5th, you put it 6th, so yeah, definitely top half. Pretty consistently, I'd definitely put it over like Ben Invers. I think it's definitely better than these. I like how it's top heavy, yet this system, like the whole Hive system, makes it so even a team that's like top heavy like this, it can, like, if you can budget it, then a team like this cannot really be like bad if it's still drafted well. Like you got your low tier things like Reuniclus, Empoleon, Moltres, Persian, Mudsdale, they all still work really well. Meloetta too, Roselia, like everything on the back end of this team still really works, but they're forerun by this Garchomp, Diancie, Gartonic, Hellio. That's like overwhelmingly just difficult to prep for in a lot of scenarios. That I think it just gives a lot of like versatility in how you can build for such a team like this. Like you can definitely put a lot of different things into your build here that all can work out because you just have so many high tier options. Everything just works. I like your hazard game, as you said. Good rocker, 4 good rockers, and Roselia can be that 6-mon with the spike stacking. And as you were telling me earlier, it's apparently not fodder, which I didn't actually know. I kind of thought it was just kind of fodder, but apparently it's fat. It's like 65 base speed, which is not bad for a mon like that. And it's 100 base power, 100 base special attack, not bad. So yeah, no, this team definitely is one of the ones that I would rate really likely to win the championship, but that's more because you are the one
that is definitely
running it.
Definitely biased.
Well,
I'll allow it.
Hey, where's your electric? You know, every team has to have a fast electric or it's bad. Sorry, you're going for 16th now.
I actually don't have that. That is the biggest flaw.
Yeah, I was thinking like this
Kartana is incapable of breaking the things that fast electrics breaks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, and like, what you have? Mellow weather that can't break waters.
It's not even super effective. It's not even super effective.
Yeah, it has to run non-stab moves.
Yeah, that's
so bad.
What would we even call them? Like, what would we even call them? Like, I'm pretty sure you're only allowed to run stab moves, right? What would you even call a non-stab move?
I don't know. Bad.
Yeah, that's a good name for it. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, no, this team definitely is pretty.
Anyway,
good.
I give this team an SSS rank.
I give this team a less than 3.
That's a good rank. Mathematically, I think that's pretty high, right?
Yeah, but it's also, if you look at
I mean, it could also actually be really low. It could actually be 6.
But if you look at what,
it has to be top 3. Yeah.
But if you look at what, if you look at what less than 3 is, though,
it's top 2, right?
Yeah,
top 2.
That's what. Yeah, it's perfect.
Sense, yeah. Okay,
Top 2.
Cool.
Yep. No, I like this. All right, so we got through all the teams. That only took about an hour and a half. But you know what? Yeah.
Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be a bit. I thought it might have been a bit shorter, but you know, I guess there was 2 of us going through them.
Yeah.
And actually trying to make sense. So yeah, no, that was good. Yeah. For the most part, all the teams actually look like they're mostly coherent. Like they tried to be coherent. So I like the effort that everyone put in. Very, very nice teams overall. I think this team should be this season should be pretty exciting to watch. I will be sure to at least follow some of the games. Yeah. Feel free to take whatever we're saying as fact or fiction, or just as we're honey whores, which we totally are. But you know what? It was still fun. We still had a lot of fun doing this, and it's still hopefully good analysis for the most part. Yeah.
And you know, we already said that the analysis is made up, so you can't really get mad when it's following whose line is it anyway, can you?
Right, yeah. I'm like Colin, and you're like Ryan, almost. I don't know. Who's Ryan? Who's Colin?
I don't know.
Oh wait, you have a different version?
True.
You have a different version.
True.
Okay,
No,
no, you don't have a different version. That's the UK that has a different version. We're still rambling. Okay, we should probably end it before we do this.
Yeah, this is sort of embarrassing, but we didn't think of an intro, so bear with us.
No, we're not going to. Okay, all right, okay. I was about to put my hand over that stop recording button. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. We're done. Peace.